Hi everyone, Aisha Go here and welcome to another week with me. I hope everyone is having a great week so far, and even if you're not, I hope you're making the best of it anyway. So last week's video, I helped show you the different ways that you can wear a jumpsuit and the variations of it. I showed you a couple of outfits that show the transition from day to nighttime with the jumpsuit. But this week I want to focus more so on sizing and helping you find the right size for your jumpsuit. So we're going to answer the difficult question of, am I a Schmedium or Mlarge? Now, when I say Schmedium or Mlarge, I'm not making up my own words here. Well, I kind of am, because I kind of combined two different words and made them into my own word. But anyway, these actually are terminologies for garments. So if you've seen garments that'll sometimes say small/medium or medium/large, that's exactly what I'm talking about today, and I want to help you get a better understanding of what those measurements mean. So first, before I go into the measuring tips, I just want to explain what Schmedium and Mlarge mean in regards to numbers that you may be used to. So generally speaking, in regards to US made clothes, a Schmedium, so small medium, is considered to be around a 6 or 8, and then a Mlarge, medium large, is considered to be around a 8 or 10. Now, make sure you remember this, because a lot of stores that you might frequently shop, the sizing is different. So it might not be American made clothing, so they don't use American sizes. So for stores that are European based, you know, things run a little smaller. So a small medium in a European clothing store might actually be around an 8 to a 10, whereas the medium large is a 10 to a 12. So definitely be conscious of what store it is that you're shopping in, and also just being familiar with how their clothes run, because that'll definitely help you when determining if you should be a Schmedium or Mlarge. So this week I want to give you a couple of measuring tips to help you determine which category you fit into, whether you're the Schmedium or Mlarge. And I just want to say there's nothing wrong with fitting into either one of these categories. It doesn't mean that you are less of a woman or that you are less attractive. You are beautiful and gorgeous, and don't let those labels distort your vision of yourself and how you view yourself. So, one tip in determining which category you fit into and whether you should go up or down a size is to see how it fits on your bust. Now, if the jumpsuit or any other onesie garment, because some of them do come in those ambiguous sizes as well, if it looks like it's pulling or stretching across your bust, then that is something that you definitely don't want, not only for your comfort, but also because it doesn't look flattering and you don't want it to look like you have something on that's too small. So if you're starting to see that it's kind of like stretching or it's looking like it's pulling, then definitely go a size up, again, just for your comfort and also the whole look of your garment, because you want to make sure that you look well put together and you don't want it to look like you have on something that's too small. Now, on the contrary, if you have on a jumpsuit and it's very loose and baggy in the bust, then you might want to consider going a size down. The next couple measuring tips that I have for you will also help you determine which size to go, because it is an all-in-one garment. So unfortunately, you don't have the versatility of wearing a top that's a medium and a bottom that's small as you would with wearing a shirt and pants or shirt and skirt. It's an all-in-one garment, so you have to unfortunately pick one size. But again, the next couple of tips will help you make an overall decision about which size to go. So the next measuring tip that I encourage you to think about when you're trying on your jumpsuit and when you're going to purchase it is how it fits on the arms. So it's like right here. Sometimes it can be very tight. So if you have something that's really tight in the arms, again, you want comfort. And as much as you want to get the smaller size or the size that fits just right because it's the only one on the rack, trust me, you want to be comfortable. You do not want to be uncomfortable. And you definitely don't want to feel as though you're going to pull an Incredible Hulk if you sneeze the wrong way, or, you know, if you bend down to pick something up. So tip number 2 is to see how it fits across your arms. How it fits there. And again, if it's too tight, then you might want to consider going a size up, but that's only after thinking about the different factors and the different tips. So tip number 3 is to see how the garment fits on your butt. Now, sometimes, I know I have this problem a lot, but a garment will fit everywhere else, so the bust will be right, it'll fit in the waist perfectly, my arms will be fine, and then I get to down here and it's a little too tight. And I always go the size up again because I don't want to be uncomfortable. I don't want to feel as though if I sit the wrong way or if I walk down the steps that my seams will start to bust and then you'll be able to see all of me in my glory. So I go a size up. So definitely think about how it fits on your butt and like your hip area. Again, if it's too tight, then I strongly suggest going a size up, or at least considering it and trying on the 2 different sizes to weigh out your options, because you have to factor in you're trying to get on in the dressing room, but that doesn't include you walking down the street or picking things up or sitting in a chair and getting up from a chair, chasing after kids, or, you know, whatever your daily routines are. So definitely take that in consideration when you are trying on a size. Tip number 4 would be along the lines of how it fits on your butt, but also how it fits on your thighs. Again, I have the same issue when it comes to my derriere and my behind that I have with my thighs. So it'll fit in the bust and it'll fit in the waist and my arms will be fine, but then it'll be too tight on my thighs. So the same rules apply for the thighs that apply for when you're thinking about your butt or your bottom area, is to think about you're not moving around, you're not doing some of the things that you usually do throughout a day. You haven't factored in sitting down, you haven't factored in standing up from sitting down, and you also haven't factored in the notorious wash and dry, which I'm sure a lot of you have issues with. I know I do. I wash items and then I just like refuse to dry anything because I'm too scared and too nervous that it might shrink, or the fabric might get thinner, or I'll dry it and then all of a sudden the seams are popping out, and then it's just like, great, now that garment that I loved, I have to find a way to replace it or get a new one that won't compare. So, okay, I'm digressing. I'm sorry. But again, so consider how it fits on your thighs when determining whether you want to go a size up or size down, or if you want to stay exactly where you are. So although going up a size may sound a little scary, it really isn't, and I don't want you to be scared, nor do I want you to focus too much of what the number says on the label, because there are a ton of different factors that come into play to make you go up different sizes. Again, your body is different, so your top half might be different than your bottom half, vice versa. It is also important to remember what store you're in and how the sizes run. So most of the time it's not you, and it's not the fact that you've gotten bigger or there's something wrong with you, because there isn't. Most of the time it's the store, and that the cuts in the store are smaller depending on what type of store you're in. So if you're in an American based store, the sizing and fit might be a little different than a European store. So definitely make sure you try it on before leaving. Now, there are benefits of going a size up, and again, it's not a bad thing. So the benefit to going up a size is that you found the garment and you found the size that is comfortable for you, and now you can actually get it tailored and customized just for you. So for me, I would go up a size so that I have more comfort in my butt and in my thigh area, so I can actually feel like I can walk around and move. And then I would actually go in and get it tailored. So I would have it taken in some in the waist area and the bust and also the arms if I need to, so that it's flattering all over. So I still have the comfort that I need for my lower half, but also so that my upper half, it is form-fitting to me and how I like it to fit me, so that I feel as though it looks good and it doesn't look too baggy even though I need the extra space. Another benefit of going up a size is that you can definitely play around with it. So if you go up a size and you realize that it's a little too big in the waist, try it with different accessories. So pair it with a wide belt, pair it with a skinny belt, tie 2 skinny belts together and have them intertwined and wrap it around. You know, just play around with it and have fun to see how it looks and whether you need it tailored or not, or whether a belt can help you. Some great advice is when you're in the fitting room and you're trying it on and you see that it's a little big, you're in a store, so they have tons and tons of things that you can use to your advantage. So use them to your advantage. Grab a blazer, grab a vest, grab some belts, and play around with it just to see how it would look once you take it home, opposed to taking it home and realizing that you don't really like how it looks and that you don't have anything to actually play around with, and then you have to go back to the store and return it. While you're in the store, play around with it, see how it looks with the belt. If it looks good with the belt, then you know that you don't need to have it taken in. and that you can wear it as is, and then again just accessorize as needed. If it doesn't look too good with the belt, then you know you can either have it tailored, or unfortunately you don't have to get it, but you can go to different stores where the sizing might be different and you can find something similar. I hope the topic of Schmedium versus Mlarge is helpful to you, and I also hope that the benefits and the little bit of advice that I gave you about going up a size is helpful as well. Again, I think sometimes we stress about it and think more about it than it has to be. Again, there's nothing wrong with going up a size. If you really feel uncomfortable with going up a size, you can always just cut the label out. Like, no one will even know. Like, seriously, people aren't going to see you walking down the street and say, oh my god, she has on a size 10 opposed to size 8. Like, no one is going to know that. So definitely have the confidence to walk down the street in something that you're going to be comfortable in, something that flatters you and something that you feel good about. And again, if you're really uncomfortable with the number that's on the label, cut the label off. And I'm not just making this up. This actually happened on an episode of Seinfeld where the main character cut out, I believe it was like one of the labels from his jeans, and actually switched it with another jean label that was a smaller size. If you want to go that route, go right ahead. But if you have no problem with walking down the street in something that you're comfortable in, even though you know that you want up a size and no one else does, then go ahead. And that's something important to remember too. No one else is gonna know if you had to go up a size. Like, really, no one is gonna know. Like, how would they even know unless you told them? Exactly, they wouldn't. So again, it's not a bad thing. Have confidence. You want comfort. You want something that's going to be flattering. Remember those things and you will be just fine. So I hope you guys all enjoyed the video this week. I enjoyed putting this together, especially talking about this topic, because it's something that a lot of us face and deal with, and it's also something that we don't necessarily think about all the time. Again, those dual size garments are very ambiguous. It's like, what does a Schmedium even mean if a small can be a 4 or a 6, but then a medium could be an 8 or a 10, yet a Schmedium is a 6 to 8. Like, it's really confusing. So again, I hope that it was helpful to you, and I hope you also enjoyed the benefits of going up a size, and also the little bit of advice that I gave you about going up a size and how you can play around with it and customize it to you. So thank you again for tuning in for another week. Again, I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys next week, same time, same place. Bye.